The Lantern Maker of Winterbridge. English Story Level 6. The village of Winterbridge lay nestled between frozen rivers and silent pine forests, a place where winters stretched longer than memories. Each year, when the sun dipped early and the cold grew fierce, the people depended on the magical lanterns crafted by an old artisan named Raven. His lanterns did more than glow, they carried warmth, comfort, and stories woven from light itself. Raven was the last of his craft, and he guarded his secrets carefully. One evening, a violent snowstorm swept through the region, darker and colder than any in living memory. The villagers huddled indoors, their lanterns flickering weakly as if struggling against an unseen force. Raven himself noticed the change immediately. The flame inside each lantern pulsed irregularly, like a heartbeat faltering in fear. Something was interfering with the ancient magic of Winterbridge. Raven summoned Mira, his young apprentice, a girl whose curiosity burned brighter than any lantern he had ever crafted. She arrived breathless, her cheeks red from the icy wind. He led her to his workshop where shelves spilled over with colored glass, silver cords, and crystals shaped like droplets of dawn. In the center lay the master lantern, an ancient relic said to be connected to the spirit of the season. Its glow, once steady and gentle, now flickered like a dying star. Raven explained that Winterbridge survived through harmony with the Sleeper of Frost, a mythical spirit slumbering beneath the mountains. The lanterns drew on its dreams to bring warmth and hope. But if the sleeper stirred or grew troubled, the balance would break. Mira listened in awe as Raven revealed that the storm outside was no ordinary weather. It was a sign that the sleeper's dreams had turned restless. If the balance was not restored, the entire region might freeze beyond recovery. Mira insisted on helping, and despite his hesitation, Raven agreed. Together they prepared the winter lantern, a device strong enough to enter the dreams of the sleeper. They filled it with rare crystals, threads woven from moonlight, and a flame sparked from the master lantern. The wind howled as they stepped outside, the storm clawing at their cloaks. Their destination: Frostvale Cavern, the gateway to the sleeper's dreaming realm. The journey was treacherous. Snowdrifts rose like walls, and shadows moved within the storm as if watching them. Mira felt doubt creeping in, but Raven's steady presence anchored her resolve. At last, they reached the cavern, a place where icicles grew like crystal spires and frost clung to the air like whispered breath. Inside, time felt slow and heavy. In the heart of the cavern lay a vast pool of ice swirling with soft blue light. Raven instructed Mira to hold the winter lantern above it. When she did, the flame flared, pulling her consciousness into the sleeper's dreamscape. She found herself standing in an endless tundra illuminated by silver auroras. The air shimmered with memory, and the ground trembled with the slumbering heartbeat of the ancient spirit. As Mira walked across the dream tundra, she had encountered manifestations of the sleeper's fear, shadows of forgotten winters, echoes of storms long past, and hollow figures shaped from bitter cold. They drifted toward her, feeding on her uncertainty. But Mira refused to retreat. She focused on the lantern's warm glow, letting it guide her like a thread through the darkness. Eventually, she reached a colossal figure made of ice and starlight, the sleeper itself curled in restless dreams. Cracks webbed across its form, glowing with unstable energy. She lifted the lantern, letting its warmth spill over the giant. Slowly the cracks softened, melting into beams of soft blue light. The sleeper's breathing steadied, and the storm within the dream began to calm. When Mira opened her eyes, she found herself back in the cavern, Raven watching with anxious hope. The winter lantern now glowed brilliantly, its flame steady and strong. Outside, the storm had quieted, replaced by a gentle snowfall. The balance had been restored. Returning to Winterbridge, Mira was greeted with cheers and tears of relief. Raven placed a hand on her shoulder, acknowledging that she had surpassed him in courage and spirit. From that night on, Mira became the new guardian of the lantern craft, and Winterbridge thrived under her gentle, steadfast light.